It's really strange seeing Index in a swimsuit. I mean, sure, we've seen Index in clothes other than her robe already, like pajamas, and later on we'll see her as a cheerleader, but this is by far the strangest thing I've seen her wear.
I am currently away from Academy City. Index and I are staying at some out-of-the-way beach resort. Obviously, this little vacation was not my idea. What do you mean I have to get out of the city immediately?
Your recent adventures have caused quite an uproar among the higher-ups. The things you've been up to reflect poorly on Academy City, so they want you to keep a low profile. At least until the worst of it blows over.
Why did the higher-ups in Academy City make such a big deal out of Toma's recent adventures? He wasn't even the direct cause of the events that transpired. The sisters debacle has been going on for a very long time. Same goes with the Deep Blood incident. Toma just happened to get himself involved in both of those situations. If they're so worried about the negative impact of Academy City, why not send away the ones causing the incidents and not Toma? Rather than sending him and Index to a faraway place, why not put them in quarantine in the dorm room for a while until they say they could come out again? Point is, the higher-ups shouldn't blame Toma for everything that has happened in these story arcs thus far. He resolved those events. Why punish him?
I don't care what you say, I'm coming with you! You have to take me! I've never even been to the beach before!
I told you no! Got it?
I just love the fact that Index has a giant omelet of delicious food, while Toma just has a bowl of noodles. It just makes Index a prick and Toma more unlucky than he already is.
You're an illegal immigrant with no ID. If I brought you along, we'd just be stopped at the gate by Anti-Skull and arrested. No means no, that's final.
Going through.
Well, so much for that. Also, this is the first time we see her ID, which makes me wonder if she ever received one off screen before this. Index is holding a leak in her ID picture. Kind of a weird thing to bring to a photo booth, don't you think?
I have a bad feeling about this. I'm guessing they had a reason for picking this place. I don't think it was a random decision.
In hindsight, they probably had a corporate reason for picking this place, to get you involved in another terrible situation. Curse the highest authorities of Academy City.
Toma!
Huh?
I found a cute hat while I was out on the beach. I brought it back here as a present for you.
Thanks.
Here, try it on!
For someone who has vast knowledge of over 100,000 grimoires, Index somehow doesn't know what a jellyfish is, judging by the fact that she called it a hat. Just FYI, the first few seconds of this intro is just the first intro just sped up by 10 and extremely distorted. Pretty nice attention to detail there. Alright, not gonna lie, this song is fantastic. The fast pace alone is what won me over, but everything else about it was just as awesome. As always, Mami Kawada's singing is flawless here. The lyrics are also just as good as the first theme song. I also like the distant English in some of these lines. This song is just catchy. It fits the fast pace of the opening, and is a great way to kick off the second half of the season. It is truly a masterpiece, pun entirely intended. As for the opening, it's also really great. It gives us a glimpse of all the characters doing everyday activities, and it also shows us what characters will appear in the later half of the season. Much like the first opening, this one mostly makes it unclear who the good or bad guys are, which leads to suspension. I think this opening, and the song for that matter, are better than the first. It is a really good second opening. I've said this in the first video and I'll say it again here. Saturn and Ueharu appear in the season 1 intros but not in the actual episodes, which defeats the purpose of their inclusions in the intros. Also, is it me or does Saturn's hair look a bit browner than usual? Maybe I've been watching too much Railgun, where her hair is black. There's no way you were able to grab her hood. It was like far away from you. Do you have stretchy arms?
Business has really taken a nosedive thanks to the outbreak.
If this episode released a decade later, that line would have been said in the most impeccable timing possible.
I didn't mean to, I swear. I didn't know what jellyfish looked like. This is the first one I've ever seen.
And yet, you have knowledge of 103,000 grimoires. Sometimes I question your intellect. Also, why didn't you ask Toma what that thing was before even thinking about putting it on his head? Toma would have told you that thing was dangerous. It's not a fucking hat, for Christ's sake.
Alright then. I'll come back in a little while for the first aid kit.
But there's already a first aid kit right there, smartass.
While you were out, there was a call from the party that's joining you. They said that there has been a delay and they will arrive tomorrow morning instead.
So if I understand correctly, the higher-ups in Academy City were the ones who sent Toma and Index to this place, yet Toma's parents are meeting him too. So did the higher-ups know about his parents and send him here for that reason? Or was all this just some crazy coincidence? Toma has lost his memory, so he wouldn't know either way, at least not in the moment. We interrupt a certain magical Index to bring you Galaga. Index looks really cute in a kimono outfit, I must admit.
Miss Komoe must have arranged this get-together because we don't see each other often. My little cousin is supposedly with them too.
How does Komoe know about Toma's parents and where they live? Did they meet each other at some point? I know she and Toma have known each other for a while, but still. This rubber duck turns into a rubber chicken.
You listening over there?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Hey, tell me something.
What?
Tell me about your parents. What are they like?
What are they like?
I bet you're a lot like your dad, aren't you? I'm excited to meet them. I hope they like me. Well, are you listening over there?
Yeah, I'm listening. You'll find out what they're like tomorrow.
Hey, why are you always so rude to me, Toma?
Well, I had no idea that saving information for later is considered being rude. I would complain about fan service like this, but I can tolerate it a bit. They don't show us her boobs for one thing, and before she gets up we only see her face out of the water, nothing else. I feel really bad for all the real life hotel rooms who have to pay just to watch TV. Way to restrict people's TV usage there.
Toma!
Oh, they made it.
Toma!
So that's my little cousin.
I'm so happy to see you! I missed you so much!
Oh no, here comes this part of the story arc. The one section that threw everyone off when they first saw it, including myself.
I'm so glad we're all here! Are you happy to see me?
Take a good look at Toma, will you? Does it look like he's happy to see you?
Look at you two. Toma, there's no need to be embarrassed. Otahime just wants to hug you because
Oh,
she hasn't
God.
seen you in so long.
Great timing. What the hell are you doing here?
My goodness, what's happened to your language,
When I
young man?
left a minute ago, you were sleeping soundly in the room. What did you do, teleport here? I mean, do you think you're Kuroko Shirai or something?
In order for that to be true, your mother has to be an Esper, which she isn't.
Seriously, Dad? This girl right here. She barely looks old enough to see a PG-13 movie unsupervised, and you're trying to tell me that she's my mother?
If your real mother looks barely old enough to watch a PG-13 movie unsupervised, that means your dad has some unique tastes. Toma's yelling blows his father, mother, and cousin away, but a few seconds later, they're standing normally as if they weren't blown away at all. Whether this is anime logic or not is irrelevant.
Am I being punked or something? I give up. Where'd you stash the hidden camera?
Breaking the fourth wall, just what this crazy episode needed.
I don't appreciate being the butt of your practical joke. I'm not laughing. What do you people have against me anyway?
Toma, in this entire scene, is an accurate representation of the audience who watched this episode for the first time.
Welcome to our inn. We have everything prepared for you.
Oh
Come in and make
God.
yourself.
It's been a while since he's seen us. His emotions are running high.
It's a pleasure to welcome you to our inn. Please allow me to show you all to your rooms.
Oh God.
Shall we? It's right this way. Oh, it looks like your other guest has woken up as well.
Beautiful morning, isn't it? Let's hurry and grab some breakfast, okay?
Okay, prepare yourselves, because I need to rant about this. Now before I start bitching, we have to preface the main premise of this story arc. There is a spell that was casted where Toma is, named Angel Fall. This spell was casted down by Toma's father, by accident, because of the placement of his souvenirs. As the name of this spell suggests, an actual angel fell into the human world, which caused several problems to arise, including the body swaps. This is why you see Misaka as Toma's cousin, Index as Toma's mother, Style as the hotel owner, etc. That being said, this particular body swap is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen so far. Why did they switch Index's body with a male character? None of the other female characters got their body swapped with males, at least not the significant ones. Misaka and Toma's cousin's bodies got swapped and they're both female. Index and Toma's mother's bodies were also swapped, and they're also female. But Index and Aogami are each a different gender, male and female respectively. Why would they pull a stunt like that? It comes off as lazy, not to mention insulting, especially when you consider what happens next. There were a lot of things in this episode that made me furious, but this and the rest of the episode was where I almost stopped watching the series. There were so many other female characters they could have swapped Index's body with. Now you may be wondering, who exactly? Well, how about Micah? She barely has any screen time throughout the season. This would have been the perfect opportunity to use her in some way, even if it's just for a body swap. Or how about, say, Toma's actual mother? Her body was already swapped with Index's, so having Index's body be swapped with hers would make things even. But no, they had to choose a male character like Aogami, and frankly, he looks disgusting as Index. This makes me so insulted that I refuse to believe that this is actually Index. I could go on, but I think you get the point, so I'll end the rant here and continue with the episode. Oh, I'm sorry, we're just recycling the same frames of animation from the beginning of the episode, just with not Misaka instead. Hey, guess what? It's not going to make me like this part of the episode more.
You're kidding me! Stop it, Toma! I can't breathe! Let me go!
Yes, Toma, do it. Strangle him. Strangle that spawn of Satan that is male Index. It'll salvage everything about this episode. I bet this flashback scene was put in there as a way of apologizing to everyone who was forced to look at that hideous version of Index.
Damn my luck. How much longer can they keep this farce going? This is one elaborate practical joke.
Yeah, we thought so too, Toma. Honestly, I wanted this farce to be over after this episode, but alas.
What a shame. It's really too bad that you and your father don't share more of the same interests, Toma.
Whoa! Why are you?
That's what I'm talking about. It looks fantastic on you.
Fantastic? Are you kidding? This looks more like overcompensating to me. I dread to imagine what Toma's real mother would look like in those bikinis. Also, where are the strings in this swimsuit? Are they invisible or really tiny that they're not noticeable?
Oh, hey, look over there. Your little friend is joining us.
Okay, stop. Stop.
Nice.
Just stop. Allow me to do something real quick. Next meter. Sorry, it's just that shit like this makes me want to drop this story arc. But we've got less than 10 minutes left of this episode, so I might as well continue.
He's flashing a confident smile for the crowd. Yes, we can!
I'm sorry, I get that Allison Victorin is really trying her hardest, but Kuroko saying yes we can in this version is nowhere near as good as in the Japanese version.
Yes, we can!
Also, just a bit of trivia, but this episode first aired on January 15, 2009, a year after Barack Obama's Yes We Can speech and 5 days before Obama's term in office began. The timing of this episode is near perfect. We go from low detailed animation to high detailed animation in just a split second. I don't care if it's for comedic effect, it's just really jarring. The president is not on stage a few seconds after we saw him on stage earlier. I'm not convinced that that girl on the right is Hyoka. Sure, the glasses might give it away, but her hair is brown, not black.
Aha! I found you!
Hey, what do you think you're doing? Walking around all by yourself? Aren't you too young for independence?
Here, take a look. It's us from last New Year's. See, that's you and me. Do you remember me now? Please say you do. Hey, is there something wrong? You've been acting seriously weird all day.
Let's see if I've got this. You're saying this girl in the picture with me is my cousin.
That's me, all right. Orihime Tatsugami.
That's weird. She doesn't seem to realize this isn't what she looks like.
Toma is just as confused as the rest of us.
Worse, no one seems to know it. How could that happen?
This girl was nowhere to be seen a few shots earlier. Perhaps she's a teleporter. And yes, I know people called me out in the first video from saying that teleportation is a psychic ability, which it inherently isn't, and I apologize for making that claim.
Ooh, looks like we made it just in time.
Tsuchimikado?
How do you remember his name? He never mentioned it to you in the Deep Blood arc. 2 weeks after your memories were erased.
I am a sorcerer with the English Puritan Church's Necessarius, Kaori Kanzaki.
Again, it's Kaori Kanzaki, not Kaori Kanzaki. What is it with these English dubs getting the pronunciation of some names wrong? It is an insult to the badass warrior in particular.
Question 1. Where is your proof that he is not the caster? Question 2. If he is not the caster, then who is?
Hey, slow down, Misha. One question at a time.
However, one of the angels has fallen to the human level, going...
Time out! Please, time out for a second.
You don't understand. That's hardly surprising.
No, I don't. But I mean angels, are you messing with me?
Well, you see nuns, sorcerers, and even characters with psychic powers, but you don't believe in angels? That's hardly surprising.
Valence reading, 40, 9, 30, and 7. Together that's 86.
Are you a magician or a mathematician?
Accordance. Water, form a serpent, and strike at the target.
Toma and the others don't look soaking wet after this. Just look at them.
Young man, I hereby apologize for mistakenly turning my blade on you.
Why does everyone keep calling him a young man? He obviously isn't that young. Maybe it's because he's more dumb than the others here.
What do you have to do with this, Tsuchimikado? How are you involved in the magic world? And how do you know about Imagine Breaker? Answer me already!
It's a simple explanation, really. You see, Kami, I'm a member of Necessarius too.
Shocking revelation aside, how long have you been a member of Necessarius? If you have already become one before as early as the Index arc, wouldn't you have told Toa about it sooner?
So who does Kanzaki look like?
Interesting. Looks like our Toma has made some unique friends while he's been away at school.
I'll say you're totally cool, mister. With your bright red hair and that cigarette in your mouth. Is that a barcode tattooed on your cheek? What's the word I'm looking for? It's so... I think you're trying to say it's rad, right, Aunt Sheena? Yes, that's it.
Right. Almost forgot. I have some Egyptian good luck charms here.
Jeez, enough already with the souvenirs, Uncle Toya.
All right, back to our guest. What did you say your name was?
It's Kaori Kanzaki.
She looks like Style? That's too funny.
Wait, but they said something about red hair, a cigarette, and a barcode tattoo. Kanzaki has neither of those. If Kanzaki looks like Style from their perspective, wouldn't Style need to dress like Kanzaki? This is so confusing.
I'd like to take a bath to get the soreness out of my muscles, but if I used the woman's bath and someone came in, there'd be a big scene.
And you wouldn't be comfortable using the men's bath if anyone else came in either.
Exactly, which is why I'd like you to stand watch out here. Make sure that nobody else comes in.
This wouldn't be a problem if Kanzaki looked like another woman from other people's perspective. That way, she would go to the women's bath without worrying about what would happen if someone else came in. Curse Angel Fall. Kanzaki with their hair down? I approve.
Just my luck. Alright, I need to be careful not to say that around Kanzaki.
Well, she wouldn't be able to hear you right now, so you can easily say it now, just not loudly.
Toma, so this is where you ran off to.
Oh, Dad.
This works out perfectly. What do you say we have a nice father-son steam together for old time's sake?
No, wait, hold on. We can't right now. There's someone in there.
Yeah, so what if there is? This is a hot spring. That's kind of what you would expect.
Well, you see, it's just...
You're acting so strangely today.
Oh,
Come on, we're
seriously,
both
Dad,
men. What
this
is there to
isn't a
be
good
embarrassed
idea.
about?
You know, Toma, you could have just pulled your dad away from the door. Or you could have said that the person inside wanted his privacy.
Oh, hey, if it isn't the cool red-headed cigarette-smoking tattooed Kanzaki, how's it going?
Wait, if Kanzaki is male and looks like Style from Toya's point of view, then wouldn't Kanzaki technically summon fire instead of using flashes? What are the parameters of this spell, besides the body swaps?
You toss aside all you owe him over nothing more than a little nudity? Or have you already forgotten that Kami saved Index's life when no one else could? Is seeing you naked a big deal compared to that? You should show him a bit more gratitude.
I don't know about you, but a man seeing a woman naked at the wrong time is a really big deal. Women want their privacy and don't want to be seen, and unfortunately, Toma hasn't learned that. Regardless whether he's at fault or not, it doesn't matter what he did before then. He should have avoided seeing Kanzaki naked. This whole scene exists purely for fan service, something that this show and SAO is plagued with.
If everyone's appearance is different because of Angel Fall, then this might not be what my dad really looks like. He could be someone else entirely.
I get what you mean, but why wouldn't this guy look like your dad? He looks old enough to be one.
Oh yeah, I forgot I have this souvenir to give you from Mexico.
I don't want it, Dad!
Okay, how many countries did you go to during your business trip? How many souvenirs do you have left to give to Toma? You must have had some wonderful globe-trotting adventure.
Is that Misha?
Wait, who does Misha look like from Toya's perspective? Does she look the same as from Toma's perspective?
I can stay here with you if you're homesick. I was on my way back in, but I'm not rushing or anything. That was the worst pun ever. Maybe if I'm lucky, she'll think I was just talking and not trying to make a joke.
If it weren't for the "in" part, I would have no idea if you were making a joke or not.
Want some?
If she actually touched Toma's hand, the effects of the spell would be cancelled out.
What has gotten into you, Toya? I can't remember the last time you were so energetic. It's like you're 20 again. What's the special occasion?
It's from spending time with Toma today. It reminded me of the past. Besides, he always said he wanted a younger brother or sister someday.
Oh my, maybe we should give him one.
Sorry about this, Misha. I've got a more urgent crisis than the end of the world on my hands. Stop right now! Stop it! Stop it!
Toma, it's not a good time.
Oh my, how sweet. Toma's been away from us so long that he wants to sleep together as a family.
If you came all the way up here because of Index, remember that she's not Index. She's your mother. Now, go prevent the end of the world like Misha told you.
Angel Fall is a serious threat. Once complete, the chaos it unleashes could destroy the world. We must discover the caster's identity quickly. If they complete the spell, we will all be doomed.
Oh no! Oh no! What's happened? Toma isn't in our room! It doesn't look like he's been back at all since last night! Where are you, Toma?
Yes, thank you. Male Index deserves to be slammed by a door. By the way, that wall may cost $50 to $75 to repair, which is about 5.2 thousand to about 7.8 thousand Japanese yen. And that is for just one hole.
What's the rush? This is supposed to be a vacation.
I just realized I forgot to lock the front door when we left. I'm going to go back and take care of it.
Why didn't you double check the house before leaving to see if the front door was locked or not? And why take care of it now? It wouldn't make a difference because, by this point, someone may have already broken into your house and screwed things up. Why this ends up not being the case, I have no idea.
But that's gonna take you most of the day. It's a pretty long train ride.
It'll be all right. I should be back by this evening.
Question 1. Would it be a problem for me to accompany you?
But why?
I will repeat question 1. Would it be a problem for me to accompany you?
Pretty sure she heard you the first time, Misha. By the way, you said question 1, implying there's more than one question. You never asked Toma's mom more questions after this scene. so saying question 1 is completely pointless.
Kami, take us to the house.
Right.
And Kanzaki will do nothing because...
You want a map to the house?
You guys moved, right? I need to know the way to get to the new house.
Why not just ask him for the address to the house instead of drawing a map? It sounds easier, and I'm sure the taxi driver can pinpoint the location through her GPS. Toma and Tsushimikado take a taxi to the new house, and they arrive before Sheena and Misha, which begs the question, why didn't Sheena and Misha take a taxi to the house instead of a train? Evidently, it is faster.
Jeez. My old man sure is a hardcore souvenir collector.
I know, right? It makes you wonder how much money he spent on all these souvenirs.
That's my name. I drew that? Nope, nothing. I don't remember making it.
If you did, you would question why you drew that, and why it looks terrible. Convenient truck.
Hey, watch where you're going! You got a death wish?
Himegami?
If the long hair didn't give away the fact that the truck driver is Himegami, then the voice certainly would not either.
For whatever reason, one unlucky thing after another always seemed to happen when you were around. At first, it was just your peers, but in time, even adults started giving you a wide berth. That was the reason I decided to send you to school in Academy City. All the superstitious people who surrounded us back home were terrified of you. So I sent you to a world that was devoid of such superstitions, or so I thought. However, even though you were in a city of science, you began to be treated the same way you always had been at home.
Now would have been a good time for Toma to tell his dad all the accomplishments that would potentially debunk his claim that Toma has been just as unlucky in Academy City as in his hometown. Like the Index arc, where Toma saves Index, albeit at the cost of his memories being lost and not indexed. The Deep Blood arc, where he defeats Aureolus with a dragon formed from his cut arm but still survived. And the Sisters arc, where he saves Misaka and her remaining clones from the hands of Accelerator in a scenario that wouldn't be normally possible. He could have told Dad all of his lucky adventures, but instead, this is his answer.
Yeah, I've got rotten luck, alright. Even so, it's a part of who I am and I accept that.
Which sort of implies that he himself doesn't know that he's been lucky in the past. Toma isn't entirely unlucky. If anything, he should be lucky that he survived all the ordeal so far. I know he doesn't remember that first example I mentioned, but he should be proud of all the things he's done, despite his usually rotten luck, at least the ones he remembers.
I have one more question. Do you know where Mom is right now? Answer honestly.
Great question, Toma. Unfortunately, we never find out where she is. Her first scene in this episode is in the hospital at the tail end of the story arc, which begs the question, where is she if not in the house before that?
There are beings in this world without a fixed gender. Rather, they are portrayed in mythology as having aspects of both male and female within them.
Why not portray them as being genderqueer? That's what not having a fixed gender means, right? Oh wait, I forgot. That would be considered unethical to the church.
You fell from heaven unexpectedly and you desire to return. And to do so, you are willing to destroy the entire world?
The real question is, what exactly would Misha gain from destroying the Earth? What is there left to conquer?
What is this, son? Please, what's going on?
What kind of question is that? Look around you, man. Things are not looking good, and Kanzaki straight up said that Misha threatens to destroy the entire world. You should know what's going on. This scene got me thinking, was Tsuchimikado the one who escorted Toma's mother out of the house? Still no clear explanation.
What I am doing is nothing short of reckless. I myself am aligned to the Church of the Cross. How can I hope to destroy an angel who is similarly aligned? I must. Fortunately, I am no ordinary member of the Church of the Cross. I am one of the Amatsu Puritans, the independent form of the church in Japan, born from the intolerance of the Edo period.
Hey, girl, it would be easier if you just focused on the fight instead of doing so while gloating about your role in the church. Actions speak louder than words, and your words are certainly not louder.
Included in the religion's commandments is the instruction never to cause harm to a god. Why would such a law be necessary? Unless, of course, someone had tried it before.
You see what I mean? Had you not talked, you could have seen that coming a mile away.
What's wrong? Come on, wake up! She's sleeping too deeply. Did someone drug her?
If it was Tsuchimikado who did it, that must mean he drugged Toma's mother as well. Sheena's biggest idol, from her perspective, put her to deep sleep. I wonder if she still likes him.
Toma!
Does he seriously not remember how to fight? What happened to his constant punching in the Sisters arc? You would think his combat abilities would improve, but nope.
I don't care what it takes. We are gonna survive this. Because whatever happens, I'm my father's son.
My father's son? Your dad is right there, dude. Just say, I'm your son. Nitpicky, sure, but I don't care.
If that's how it's gonna play out, so be it. I think we should make it formal, don't you? As of now, Toma Kamijo is officially the enemy of Motoharu Tsuchimikado.
Talking in the third person is a cheap way of being formal. But hey, at least he said his first name first and his last name last. Take notes, Kuroko.
What do you say? Had enough yet?
The fight hasn't lasted for 2 minutes, and you're asking Toma if he's had enough? Cut him some slack, will you?
Time to get to work, you guys. Suzaku. Seiru. Genbu. Byakuo.
Luckily, Tsuchimikado threw those cans exactly where they needed to be, with them standing perfectly in order for the spell to happen. Seems like realism doesn't apply here.
The spell we're performing is like a gun, made up of individual parts, each with a different function. For the barrel of the gun, we have a barrier. For the bullet, we have a Shikigami spirit.
What's he doing? I thought Tsuchimikado said he couldn't use magic anymore.
And for the trigger, I'll be using my own hand.
What a reckless way to destroy the ritual site, don't you think?
I don't know how you managed to do it, Toma Kamijo, but now I owe you another one.
Too bad she never visits the hospital to thank him. The Ursula arc did make up for that somewhat though. This is the 4th goddamn time Toma is in the hospital, and this time it is for no reason at all. If you look at the previous scene, Toma was perfectly fine. Beaten, sure, but nothing that warrants a hospital visit.
What's wrong? You're white as a sheet. You look like you've just seen a ghost.
How can you be here? You used magic again and you died, didn't you?
That was a lie.
Actually, it sort of wasn't. The previous scene showed that you died or looked like you died. You later say that you have the ability to automatically regenerate yourself, which means you were dead for a short time before that. Or at least, that's what it should mean. No way that's a lie if that's the case.
Well, our house is completely gone now, but I consider that a small price to pay for your safety.
Huh? What did you say? What's wrong with the house?
You know how we built a new house just a while ago? Well, apparently it was blown to pieces in some mysterious explosion.
Wait, weren't you at the house when the explosion happened? If so, how are you still alive? Or maybe you weren't at the house and Tsuchimikado incapacitated you somewhere else.
Toma.
Oh hey, Index, is something wrong?
Again, how did Index know Toma would be in the hospital? I know this is the 4th hospital visit in a row, but there is no way Index would be under the impression that Toma is in the hospital at this point in time. Or did she follow her parents somehow?
You strangled me with your bare hands. At the beach, you buried me in the sand up to my neck.
I promise I had a good reason for doing all of that.
You certainly did, Toma. Great job taking down that stupid male Index.
Well, you see...
Damn my luck!
Nice going, Index. Now Toma has to stay in the hospital even longer because of you.